Bob Foster here with the SeaChange magazine demo on using a book file. We have a file open here, and we want to try and combine multiple InDesign files into one book. And Adobe InDesign has what they call a book file to help you combine multiple InDesign files. Go up to New, File New, and select Book. And then it'll ask you where you want to save the book, and you find your location. I already created one earlier, but I'm going to redo it, so I'm going to just select it and replace it. And it says yes, do you want to replace it? Yes. And then it'll open up a little panel containing the book files, which we have to add ourselves. But so right now we have an empty panel. You can pin it over on the side for easy access over here, and you can open it up for a little more room. You have an empty screen here. This is where all the files will be added, and you can put them in order. That's the way you add a file. Click on the plus sign. I'm going to find where all of our files were. I'm just going to use the rough drafts for the SeaChange 2018 issue. These are all of the rough drafts done by different students in the design class. And the numbers in the file names are meant to try and give some order. So we have page 0 all the way through 32. And we also have the name of the designer in there, as well as the name of what was on those pages, to try and give a sense of what was in each of these files. These were all created using the package command in Adobe InDesign, which creates a folder with the name. So I'm going to open up the two-page spread that we've been working on in the demos. It's not really part of the book that we're trying to do, but I just am demonstrating how you add. So here's the two-page spread InDesign file, and this little symbol here indicates that that's the style source. If you want to create styles that will be applied to all of the files, that's a lot more complicated than what we can get into here, but whatever is first opened becomes the style source. The first file opened becomes the style source. The way you save the book is down here. You'll have all of the files listed in order. You can save the file here, and then you go through and you simply add the files. You can delete one if you want to with the minus sign. Click on add. We're going to add another InDesign file. I'm going to use the final edits that were created for 2018, and this is basically page 0 through 1 of the magazine. So open that, and you'll see it's added over here in the book file listing. You can rearrange these by dragging up and down. If you import something in the wrong order, you can just move it around. So you want the files in the order. I'm going to save it here. You want the files in the order of the pages of the magazine. So then we go on to the next one. That was the wrong folder. This is the pages 2 and 3. Double click that and open that. Because I had the first one highlighted, it's going to put it in right after the first one, which is the wrong place. And this came up with missing font errors, and this is why you want to make sure you don't have a red symbol on your file when you save it. So we can rearrange these. You can move this one up or move this one down so that they're in the correct order. It just gives me the warning again about the missing fonts. If you click on one of these files, you can open it in InDesign to edit it. So you have a handy reference to all your files here, and you can open each one to do any editing that you need to do on each one. So then we're going to page 4 through 7, and that gets added in. It also had a warning of some missing fonts or something, but I'm not going to work on that during this demo. So now you have these files in order, and you would go through and add all of the InDesign files for the whole magazine in order. So this is saying, you know, there's fonts missing. Like I said, I'm not going to try and correct the fonts right now. So this is the page, 4 pages 2 and 3, the spread. You can go to the pages menu and it'll show you that the page numbering is 2 and 3. And you can change that in the document settings. And this is the other file that we're opening to look at.